So, hi, Mary Vlogmas. Before I go to bed, I want to make sure I finish day 9 and tell you about my favorite book. Now, I read this book around middle school, and it didn't change my life, but it made me realize that things we take for granted were either thought out by somebody before us or just test or trial and errored before us. Anyways, this book was The Giver. Before we opened the book and started reading it, our teacher asked, well, she held up a marker. She said, what color is this marker? And everybody's like, it's blue, because we see the cap. But she says, no, what if it's not? What if you've been lied to your whole life? My mind went, that's what made me take this book a little different. Now, The Giver reminded me a lot about church with all the waiting it seemed like they were doing. To me, it seemed like they were going through like that what is it called? The Jews do it when they turn 16. Bar mitzvah. Like they had to recite some stuff, and once they did it, if they did it right, they got gifts or whatever, blah, blah, blah. So it reminded me of that in church. But then it was crazy that while I read this book, my imagination took over. And while the children are in the room with the giver, who's giving them the information and knowledge, just like as the words enter my mind, I'm like seeing what they see is like, wow. I can imagine like they're living in black and white, like not like on TV, but like real life is black and white. And then all of a sudden there's just ultra high definition colors, scents. Their memory is being filled with things that they never even experienced themselves. It's just like how people pass down stories, but in a way where their senses were taken over and stimulated. So that was cool. But other books that I really like to read, or that I've read, would be The Miracle Worker, story by Helen Keller. That was awesome. The Outsiders. We might have read it in class and then watched the movie, but West Side Story. Any other books that I really like? Actually, I'm reading another edition off of the 48 Laws of Power, The Art of Seduction, I think. And like, as I'm reading it, I like the stories that supposedly are true, like things Queen Nefertiti did or this lady. I was like, whoa. I was like, how crazy, like, just to see how people's minds work. Like, it's really cool. But happy Vlogmas Day 9.